All right, I got my motor in. It's got hooked up from a friend. Does have some battle scars here, but it should still run. Yeah. All right, let's start with page 16 here. We got bag 16. I'm gonna go through this real quick. Okay, it looks like we have a 20-tooth pulley, and I love that it's etched on there now. 20 tooth. Normally traditionally I would write that, do a tooth count, or make sure it's 20 tooth, and then I would basically write it on there with a marker. I'm glad they did that, so I don't have to do it. All right, get some Loctite here, and we'll Loctite these all on. Again, don't mind. Gonna put the motors towards the front, as they suggested. I don't know if you're wondering why my manual's like this. It's all puffy and weird. I was just thinking while I was getting ready for the motor to come in today, and I was kind of waiting for it. I was thinking, like, how awesome would it be if they had a manual sorry, I'm trying to not mess up the Loctite all over. I did mess it up and got Loctite all over my hand. But yeah, what if they made a manual that as you go through the manual, each page contains the parts you need. So obviously, you know, it probably wouldn't be feasible. The box would be humongous because there'd be all this foam or things holding the pages, the parts to the pages. So like, that wouldn't be the best thing. But how awesome would it be if you're like, oh, I'm going on the next page here, and say, okay, I'm gonna flip to, oh, page 1718. Guess what? Page 1718 is there. Oh, look at that, 19 and 20. 19 and 20 is there. It'd be kind of cool, right? Anyways, let's get this motor done. And let's flip back because I left my set screw here. And it's a 1.5 set screw. Actually, this is a set screw. I'm also going to clean the set screw. Set screw often, as most hardware, has a bunch of grease on it. And some pieces I don't mind. With oil left on it, just whatever. Put it on there, and the Loctite would do its thing. But things that are held on by like one set screw, one grub screw, it should have plenty of Loctite on it. And all right, as far as the height, I'm gonna make this bottom kind of level. Okay. Wipe off the excess. Alright. I'll probably have to adjust that. I like that the pulley, the set screw is actually outside the pulley belt instead of being in here, which means that we can adjust this while this is on the helicopter. Okay, so we'll move on to the next page. And look at that, and bag 17 is there ready for us. So. All right, do not crimp, Banshee synchro belt. Nice. Okay, we're gonna grab the airframe here, and the first thing we're gonna do actually is we're gonna just we're gonna slide this in the frames, and then I'm gonna grab the big screw here and the washer. This looks like an M3, an M4 bolt with the M3 head, and this doesn't call for any Loctite, so we're just going to take this thing and line up the motor here and put this on. Okay, so washer and bolt into the plate, and I'm gonna tighten it and then back it out. So that's tightened down, and I'm gonna back it out a couple turns. So I should be able to slide this in and out. Maybe it's a little bit looser. And there we go. Okay. Get the belt on there. Okay. I'm gonna get these screws. M3 screws with the M2 head, or M2.5 with the M2 head. Okay, this does call for Loctite, so let's get some Loctite on here. Okay, Loctite. Okay, one there. Okay, and this piece goes in that hole right there. Sorry, that hole. Go this bracing piece here. So just kind of slide it in there, and then no washers, just the screw and Loctite. Okay, make sure I'm filming this. This side down, back to this side. Okay, now I'm going to tighten the motor. And to do that, we're going to just basically use a driver to push the motor plate away. Let's get it back on here. Get the belt back on here, pull this thing. Okay. So as I spin this, I want to see where the belt resides, and that looks too high. Okay, I can feel the belt up top here. In fact, that feels too loose too. Doesn't feel tight enough, no way. But I know that the belt is too high, so let me drop that first. So we're gonna go right here with an Allen 1.5, loosen that up. I'm gonna reseat that about here. Nope, still too high, so I'm gonna have to go lower. I'm gonna go flush with this motor pulley here, flush with this here, go from there. All right, that's on the pulley. So what I'm looking for is full engagement. So none there, none there. Grab the pulley and not the belt. And now I gotta tighten this belt up more. That's too tight. I feel like that's too tight. still pretty tight, but that'll work. So I never know how much tension to pulley. Now I feel like a couple millimeters of play on each side probably be more than enough. So okay, we'll go on to the next page here. This aside. Alright, next page. We are working on the tail assembly here.